Welcome to the story of a young man with a dream that took a dark turn, leading him to become one of the most ruthless hitmen for the infamous Mocro Mafia. This is a terrifying story of Adil, a man who would stop at nothing to climb the ranks of organized crime, leaving a trail of bloodshed in his wake. Adil grew up in the vibrant Old West district of Amsterdam as part of a Moroccan family. He had always been drawn to the exciting world of kickboxing and had his sights firmly set on becoming a professional kickboxer. However, fate had other plans for him. In December of 2008, he was sentenced to 6 long years in prison for multiple armed robberies and attempted kidnapping in The Hague. He was released early, but under strict conditions that included wearing an ankle band and being placed under electronic supervision. However, Adil's rebellious spirit could not be contained for long. In the early days of 2012, he took matters into his own hands and single-handedly cut off his ankle band, disappearing from the radar of the police and justice system. As Adil began a new chapter of his life as a hitman for the notorious Mocro Mafia, following in the footsteps of his best friend, Anwar Ben Hadi, he quickly made a name for himself as a ruthless enforcer. But the world of organized crime was a dangerous one, and tensions between rival factions were always high in this volatile landscape. Adil found himself embroiled in a deadly feud between his boss, Gwinnett Martha, and Benoit Fadawi, one of their bitter enemies. The stakes were high, and the consequences of failure were severe. In the midst of this deadly game of cat and mouse, Adil's actions would have far-reaching consequences. The death of Najib Bobo, a key member of Gwinnett Martha's organization, would lead to a chain of events that would shake the criminal underworld to its core. To avenge the death of Bobo, Adil and his childhood friend, Anwar Ben Hadi, were ordered to make a hit on Benoit Fadawi. It was a cold December evening in Amsterdam, just before the highly anticipated New Year's Eve celebrations. However, the festive atmosphere was shattered by an unprecedented display of violence that left the city reeling in shock and disbelief. It all started in the Stadsledenburg. Saeed El Jassidi and 28-year-old Youssef Lakourf were brutally gunned down in cold blood. As Adil and his accomplices made their escape, they fired indiscriminately at anything in their path, including 2 motorcycle cops who miraculously survived the hail of bullets. The prime target, Benoit Fadawi, managed to escape. Bullet holes littered houses, automobiles, and a child's room. The crossfire spared innocent people. The next day, Amsterdam Mayor Eberhard van der Laan compared the episode to the Wild West and warned that the city was facing a new breed of violent criminals who used heavy weaponry. Amsterdam's Stadsledenburg became a violent and gang-ridden area after that night's tragedy. In the years that followed, it was a sharp reminder that even in a liberal and laid-back city, the risk was everywhere. When the police made their first big breakthrough, Amsterdam was still suffering from the Stadsledenburg double liquidation. Adil, 24, was a suspect. The arrest squad awaited him on Van Halstraat near the shooting. Adil fled when he saw them, sending the police on a short, exciting pursuit around the city. He hit a pole and many parked automobiles on the Biscayne, ending his luck. Adil bravely dove into the Kustverlorenvaart to escape. After emerging, the cops pursued him. Adil ignored their warning shots. He was arrested when the arrest team shot him down. The ensuing house searches found an armory of automatic guns, ammo, and bulletproof vests, proving Adil's involvement in the city's deadly crime spree. The verdict was harsh. The court found Adil guilty of attempted manslaughter and other crimes relating to Amsterdam's violent crime spree, even though the motorcycle police officer's attempted murder was unproven. Benoit Fadawi recognized Anwar Ben Hadi as the co-passenger of the Audi RS4, which shot him. Adawi repeated this sentence 16 times, eliminating any doubt. The court didn't just rely on Adawi's testimony. Technical evidence influenced its decisions. Glass particles and DNA from both suspects' important evidence confirmed the eyewitness story and proved their participation. Using alibis and other explanations, the suspect denied the allegations, but the court rejected them as unconvincing. In an astonishing turn of events, the court determined that Audi's windshield was shot from the co-passenger's seat, causing glass particles to lodge in a shoe, which was later found in Anwar Ben Hadi's wife's garden shed. a balaclava recovered at a Van Hogen Dorpstraat safe home where Anwar Ben Hadi often stayed also had glass particles. These discoveries further incriminated the accused. Adil's phone was off throughout the shooting but switched on after the suspects left the Audi on Bach to Korverweg in New West. The phone's signal was tracked to a nearly mobile tower, adding to the case against the accused. The Ben Hadis received life sentences. Their narrative is a stark reminder of the risk of organized crime and the extent that some will go to ascend the ranks. They terrified Amsterdam and left innocent people in dread. Thank you for watching, and we hope that this story serves as a warning to anyone who might be tempted to follow in Adil and Anwar Ben Hadi's footsteps. Let us all work together to create a safer and more just world. See you in the next video.